2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
An air of confidence to the Suns as they arrived earlier today. Playing in front of their home fans always puts a pounds in your step. That's a great look at our location tonight, the home of the Suns here in downtown Phoenix. And thanks for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you're enjoying your Friday afternoon. This is Kevin Harlan along courtside with Brett Berry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge on our sideline. Hey, Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the Suns finally broke a decade-long playoff drought. Devin Booker says it's been a long time coming. Basketball and life relate to each other, and that's how I grew up. It's through basketball. I kept my head down, kept working, and it finally paid off. Kevin, is that deep enough for you?
Yeah, I love it, and I love that team, David. Thank you. And the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered. At the point guard position in particular, much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Yeah, you got to be a triple threat at every position, and at the point guard, it just commands so much more attention. They're the initiators of the offense. There's so many guys who are tremendous scorers that can create opportunities themselves with the ball and do it from deep range. They can play off a pick and roll and manipulate the defenses. So it has been a golden era for point guards, and it's a new way in which they play, being able to shoot that three ball, Kevin.
Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Hardaway on the wing along with Finney Smith. Big men on the floor, it's Porzingis and Powell. And it's Doncic in at the point guard. And for Phoenix, a star backcourt of Paul and Booker are out there. Up it forward, they'll have Bridges and Crowder. And it's Ayton in at the 5 spot. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Porzingis kicks to Doncic. Here's Finney Smith. Doncic outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. Misses from close range.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Bridges finds Crowder. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. Ayton. They get it back. Lays it up off the glass.
Defense unable to stop DeAndre Ayton that time, getting inside and using his frame.
Doncic passes to Finney Smith. And here is Hardaway. Dishes it to Doncic. Here's Finney Smith. Back to Doncic. To the inside. And the dunk by
Dwight Powell.
And the
Assist goes to Luka Doncic.
Not just a scorer, but a great dime dropper as well. Notices his open teammates quickly.
Now here's Booker. Paul for 3. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Paul.
And Chris Paul still a great defender. Fantastic positioning.
Well, not only the positioning, but if you watch Chris Paul, he's calling out every option of every play that every offense is running in the NBA. That kind of intelligence gives the rest of his group incredible confidence. And from the very beginning, Chris Paul has been one of the most disruptive point guards defensively the league has ever seen.
Doncic kicks to Hardaway. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. For Phoenix, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Doncic against Paul. Passes it to Ayton. Suns keep it alive. Second shot opportunity. A shot by Crowder, no good. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Doncic passes to Powell. That ties the
Dwight
game.
Powell.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Paul. Phoenix no good that time either.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Dwight Powell.
And it's good for 2.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Here's Bridges. The pass to Paul. Makes it off the glass. Paul's got his second basket of the game.
Well, right now the defense completely uncomfortable in guarding pick and rolls with Chris Paul. He loves to dice up the D in those sets.
Doncic finds Porzingis. And it's off from three-point range. And here's Ayton. He'll bring it up for the Suns. Crowder, the pass to Booker. And the layup falls.
Devin
Finishes
Booker.
like that are pretty impressive from Devin Booker, who we know is a great outside shooter.
Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here.
2 minutes remaining in the
Dallas
first.
calls
2
their
minutes.
First time out of the game.
Timeout
You
charged
always
to
want
Dallas.
DeAndre Ayton to play more aggressively, don't you?
Well, it's when he's at his best, especially when he's down low.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Suns dancing.
For this young kid that doesn't realize how big he is, he's starting to understand how much his size can impact what he can do on both ends of the floor.
Is checked in for DeAndre.
Make some noise.
Johnson comes in for Crowder. Landry Shamit's checked in for Booker. And it's Payne in for Paul. Now here's Brunson. A floater. Johnson with the block. And he gets it back. Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
It'll go to the Suns.
Phoenix ball.
His shot was hindered by that momentous mobile one block.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
The Suns leading. Now Payne. Driving to the basket. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. For Dallas, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. Brunson scanning the floor. And he gets it to go.
Jalen Brunson.
They've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
109 left to play here in the first. Pass to Sharge. Back to Payne. And contact
Dallas
on the
foul.
shot, so he'll be
Maxi
shooting for
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
That's his
You know what?
first
You
personal
allow a guy
foul.
to get right to
First
the
team
rim like
foul.
that. That's your only option.
At
It's
the
his
line
first
for
trip
your
to the
Suns, Cameron Payne. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. Payne hits them both.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Brunson. And stolen by Payne. Here's Shamet. Terrific assist. Nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well, he passes to the wide open man. Bridges developing some team chemistry.
Brunson kicks to Cleveland. Pass to Brown. Passes it to Brunson. 6 to shoot. Here's Bullock. Over Sharge. Rebound by Johnson. Bridges, right side. It's good.
Bridges showing off his athleticism. He's able to get in there at full speed and still score.
Brunson with it. Over Sharge. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And so the first quarter is in the books. Suns ahead. They're up by 8. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. What stands out to you from the Suns in this one?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
That defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Mavericks trail by 8. So with Paul on the bench, here's the group that Monty Williams has on the floor. The forwards for them, Bridges and Johnson. Payne out there with Landry Shamet. And it's Sharge in its center. Now here's Brunson.
Phoenix foul.
So many teams
Cameron Payne.
Greg, how
That's
many
his first personal
can you
foul.
play and
First
and
team
still
foul.
have a good offense?
Well, I think most teams go
At the line for the
You gotta
Mavericks,
have at least 4
Jalen
guys
Brunson
that are a
taking
threat
2 shots.
on the perimeter, keeping a vertical spacer at that dunker spot. But if your dunker can also shoot, man, that puts even more pressure on the defense.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Brunson. And it's the Suns with the ball. 6-point lead. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Kristaps Porzingis is returning to form after his knee surgery. He says making sure it's strong and stable is nonstop work, but I'm feeling better, and I have confidence that I can go out there and play freely. His offense has been great. It's the defensive end that he's still getting right. Guys?
Well, we know he can be a presence, DA, and I think eventually he's going to be what he wants to be. Thank you. Now, here's Brown. Following the missed shot by Dario Saric. 4 on the shot clock. And the foul
Suns
called
foul.
on Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne.
That'll be
That's his second personal foul.
This is one where the
Second team
foul is
foul.
probably going to cost you
Maverick
some minutes in this game.
substitution.
Cauley
Willie
Stein
Cauley
is checking in for the
Stein.
Mavericks. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Now here's Brunson. Shot clock at 6. From 13, Bridges with the board.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Johnson and the rejection by Cauley Stein. Now here's Bullock. He's covered by Shamet. The pass to Brown. Looking for Cauley Stein. He gets it there. And there's 2 points.
Willie Cauley-Stein.
Pass paying off that time.
Talk often about
Phoenix,
physicality of bigger players. Cauley-Stein, one of those guys who fits into that category.
And first time out
All
of the
right,
game.
fans, get on your feet and make some noise for picture time.
Substitution for Phoenix. Ayton, he's checked in for Saric. Crowder comes in for Johnson. Booker, he's checked in for Landry Shamet. And Paul subbed in for Cameron Payne. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Zinkis, he's checked in for Maxi Kleber. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Sterling Brown. Hardaway's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Booker. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance
Willie
at the
Cauley-Stein. That's his first personal foul.
Devin Booker
First team foul.
But his defense is
At the line for your Suns.
Yeah, it's so funny
Devin
when scorers
Booker.
come into the league and
2
they
shots.
score and people are still critical of them. That's what happened to Devin Booker. And then he realized as the games became bigger and more important how much the defensive end is going to help his team do the things he wants to do. And so he's taken that tune. He's decided to play defense. He's been much better over the course of the last 2 seasons.
Free throw good, Booker.
Well, Booker still has some upside. One of the best young scorers that we've seen in the NBA in the last decade. He's already an established star, and the sky is the limit for this guy. Now he just wants more wins.
Both free throws good from Booker. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Doncic against Paul. Takes the 13-footer, and he wills
Luka
that
Doncic.
one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And that's the way to close. Once Doncic has this type of look, game over.
Paul finds Ayton. Booker looking around. Ayton inside. Guarded by Hardaway. And it's Ayton missing. Mavericks trail by 4. Outside Hardaway. Over Booker. And the shot is long.
That might not be the shot they want him taking, even with the D backing off.
On the wing, Bridges. Quarter number 2, around 3 minutes gone by. Paul with the 3. And the Suns miss again. For Dallas, they've gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Paul against Doncic. Pop pass to Porzingis. And stolen by Ayton. One-on-one fast break. Bridges inside. Working on Cauley-Stein. Here's Crowder. Shot is good off the And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. And here is Hardaway. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Booker kicks to Paul.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Ayton trying to break free. And it's Paul missing.
It's not his best night from the field, but looking for other ways and finding them so he can chip in.
Suns lead by 6. .135 left in the first half of basketball. Clock at 6. Now here's Booker. He's covered closely. Not going to go that time. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Here's Finney Smith. Outside, Porzingis. On the wing, Hardaway. Defended by Booker. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Bridges against Cauley Stein. Booker the pass to Paul. Sinks the 15-footer. Paul's got the lead up to 8 now for the Suns.
You got to make a decision quick sometimes, and Chris Paul does that on the catch and shoot.
Pass to Cauley Stein. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Outside Hardaway. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Suns leading by 8. Here's Paul. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
This is a rough stretch right here for him offensively. Seems to be rushing shots.
Here's Doncic. Misses the layup. And so it's Phoenix in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, hot start, cool finish. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter, it died down a little bit. You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
And I'm excited. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Out in front of the half is Phoenix. They have a solid 8-point lead. And over to Shaq. What did you think about Phoenix?
Well, it's a defense that's driven them in this game so far. They were high energy, high intensity, and it was that determination on D that's allowed them to jump out to this lead. Every stop they've made just seemed to pump them up.
Kenny, how do you think Dallas played?
Obviously, that was L-Y. It's ugly. Shooting under 30% from the field, disorganized, chucking up bad shots. Man, I tell you, they have to adjust their play, and they got to get better looks.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back, Kevin Harlan. Go. Just go over there.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Mavericks. 8-point game. Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Jason Kidd. The guard pair, it's Doncic and Hardaway. Finney Smith in at the forward with Porzingis as the other. And it's Powell in at the center position.
Big question mark was Ayton, and could he anchor a defense? He's answered those.
Bridges shot. Good. Bridges got the first basket of the third quarter for the Suns. Mavericks trail by 10. Pass to Porzingis. Ayton against Powell. Doncic outside. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Well, Brent, you said it. Defense now is strength of what Ayton brings to the table.
Well, that was the point he had to prove, Kevin, as a big guy. What can he do? Every night, you know, if you're not getting the ball, down on the inside defensively on the interior. How can I impact the game? He's been patient with it. He's learned it. And now he's embraced the fact that he can make that kind of contribution.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Paul can't get it to go. For Dallas, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Hardaway with it. Bridges covering. Phoenix grabs the miss. Ayton's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Booker the pass to Paul. It's rebounded by Doncic. Mavericks trail by 12. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Outside, Porzingis. His three-pointers off the mark.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Okay, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Dallas foul. Kristaps Porzingis.
Now the NBA
That's his
does
first
get
personal
high marks
foul.
for its diversity,
First team
but
foul.
there is some frustration on
At the
that
line for your Suns,
front. Coaches and
DeAndre
front office
Ayton,
positions.
taking
All-star
2 shots.
Coach Towns said, men of color deserve a chance to lead a team, run an organization, and make their mark. Not just with a jersey on, but with a suit on. Guys?
Thank you, David. First free throw is good.
DeAndre Ayton, born in the Bahamas and came to the United States in high school to become one of the top prospects going into college and then becoming the first overall pick in 2018.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Sharch has checked in for Mikal Bridges. Landry Shamet comes in for Booker, and it's Payne in for Chris Paul. And so he hits both. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Pass to Bullock. Now here's Brunson. Payne covering. Brunson kicks to Bullock. Now the pass to Brown. From deep. The long distance.
Sterling Brown.
Suns leading by 11. Payne with the bounce pass. Charge passes to Crowder. Ayton trying to break free. Shot by Crowder, no good. Dallas has gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. Brown the pass to Brunson. Back to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the 3. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton. Ayton's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Payne looking around. Ayton in the corner. No good from outside. Mavericks trail by 11. Brown with it. Now guarded by Payne. Pass to Kleba. Now Brunson shoots over Crowder. Rejected by Crowder. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Charge outside. Three-pointer. Phoenix keeping it alive with a new 14.
Sweet timing on that play as Ayton up there and ripping it down.
Now here's Brunson.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Back to Brunson. There's the feed to Brown. Now Brunson over Ayton. That one off the back iron and out.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Shamet finds Ayton. Charge outside. Back to Payne. Here's Ayton. And it's blocked by Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for the Mavericks. Trailing by 13. And that one
Reggie
drops
Bullock.
for him.
Assisted,
the ball movement.
Sterling
That
Brown.
on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And the Suns all time here. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Suns. Devin Booker comes in for Landry Shamet. The Mavericks also with a sub. Doncic is checked in for Brown. Payne dishes to Booker. Tries again, and the layup is up and in. Booker's got 8 points.
I think Booker's motivated tonight here. He's starting to play very aggressively. I want to see him more in there on the offensive glass.
Passes it to Kleba. 43 seconds left to play in the third. Doncic outside. Now here's Bullock. Not a lot of room. Out of bounds. It'll go to the Suns. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
And guys, that block could really help change the momentum of this game.
Mikal Bridges checked in for Crowder. And it's Paul in for Payne. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Dwight Powell's checked in for Moses Brown. Porzingis comes in for Maxi Kleber. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Jalen Brunson. And Tim Hardaway Jr. subbed in for Reggie Bullock. Now here's Paul. He's got 6. Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Bridges inside the three-point line. No good off the front iron. On the wing, Hardaway. Covered by Saric. Doncic with it. Over Booker. Offline from the top of the key. And so it's the Phoenix Suns looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. Their defense has been active and effective. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. Setting the floor for the Suns. Paul and Booker are out there. The forwards for them, Bridges and Johnson. And it's Saric in at the 5 down low. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns lead is kept back down to 13 with the basket coming from Powell.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
The shot by Saric, no good. Here's Doncic. The teardrop falls in.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
Now here's Paul. Looking to get back on track here. No good. Nice D from Doncic.
Well, there's more he could have done in this game for sure, but it hasn't kept them from pulling ahead.
Just over a minute played here in the fourth. Here's Porzingis. Yes, and it's Hardaway picking up the assist.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Booker the bounce pass. Here's Paul. The 18-footer is right on the mark. 8 points for Chris Paul.
And Chris Paul so comfortable operating in the mid-range.
Doncic against Saric. Offensive rebound. Powell kicks to Finney-Smith. And there's the pass to Porzingis. 5 to shoot. Hardaway with a wide open look. Good on the
Tim
triple.
Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Now here's Paul. He dishes it to Booker. There's the 3. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Here's Finney-Smith. Floats it up for Doncic. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Paul finds Booker. Buries it from 3-point range. Booker's got 5 points now this quarter.
Not sure which clips they watched at halftime, but he has figured out how to attack the D, and they kept him in check in the first half. He's flipped it.
Now here's Doncic. He feeds it to Powell. Saric grabs the board. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Porzingis with the block.
Well, you can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his
substitution for your Suns.
So for the Suns, DeAndre Ayton comes in for Saric, and Jay Crowder's subbed in for Cameron Johnson. Mavericks trailed by 11. Doncic looking it over. Kicks it to Hardaway. Tries it from 19. Phoenix grabs the miss. Ayton's got 13 rebounds in the game. Seeding. And the dunk by Booker.
How about Devin
From
Booker
Mikal Bridges.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. Outside Hardaway. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Bridges with some nice defense. Some nice ball movement here by the Suns. Ball against Porzingis. Here's Ayton, and he sinks that one in the back of the rim on the way in.
Chris Paul at his best
Mavericks
right there on that
timeout
kind of
call.
play. A legendary distributor who spots the open man.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And with Mikal Bridges, he's a player who knows his role and plays his role as well.
I think he's one of those guys who comes from a great system. He came into the league with incredible discipline and incredible awareness of where it is he can impact the game. And that's why you see the 3-and-D effect that Mikal Bridges has had on the NBA.
The New Balance Player of the Game, Luka Doncic.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Jason Kidd went over with his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole, and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Thank you, David.
Assist
Porzingis
from
playing with some heart now,
Luka
never giving up
Doncic.
or into the defense, muscling through that difficult shot.
Here's Paul. Another shot, and Ayton with the layup.
Ayton's
got 4 points in the quarter.
We're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Now here's Hardaway. Back to Doncic. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And there's
Mikal
a whistle.
Bridges.
Goes on Mikal
That's
Bridges.
his first personal foul.
That's his first
team
foul.
foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Doncic finds Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. 2 free throws
Phoenix
coming
foul.
up, and they call the
Chris
shooting
Paul.
foul.
That's his first
Chris Paul
personal
picks up that
foul.
one.
Second
And
team
you're
foul.
special when you're drafted third and people still can't believe you slipped that far. That's how good Doncic
At the line for the
has
Mavericks,
been in his young
Luka
career.
Doncic.
And Greg, at the
At the
time
line
of the
for two.
2018 draft, Luka Doncic was regarded as the best international prospect ever.
And that sounds right because, you know, coming from Europe, a lot of people assume that he's got a low ceiling, but he's surpassing all those expectations.
First one falls for him.
A generational talent. Doncic able to carry a team and make others around him better.
And the Suns here with a different look. Kaminsky is checked in for Crowder. Johnson comes in for Bridges. Cameron Payne's checked in for Booker. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Paul. And then for Dallas, Marjanovic checked in for Porzingis. Brown comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Trey Burke subbed in for Hardaway. All free throws good from Doncic. 1:03 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Suns.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And we've come to expect nothing less from one of the league's elite players, but another tour de force
for DeAndre Ayton.
I like his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass.
Sterling
Not
Brown.
messing around.
Look, it's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Yeah, it's tough to mount a comeback like this and then fall oh so short. I'm sure that's weighing on them just a little bit.
Now here's Kaminsky. Payton passes to Ayton. Johnson from outside doesn't go for him. Payton against Doncic. Over Payton, and it's Dallas with another.
Luka Doncic.
In the mid-range, no longer a challenge for Doncic.
Suns win.
3-level scorers in the game.
So the Suns win it. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
And that about wraps it up. For Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.